back.
Hey, man. Hey, listen, man. Like, I don't know what the Digimon trailers are on. There are very clear romantic parallels going on with, like, Angoramon and Ruri. And it's kind of weird, but also, like, they're just going for it full force. No craps given. They're going for it.
I think it's cute because I know they're not gonna go so far that it becomes weird.
You know what? Fair enough. I can get behind that. It's cute until it actually becomes a thing, and then it's gonna become super effing weird.
Yeah, if they get weird with it, then uh-oh, but I don't think they're going to.
It's an interesting episode, but I do kind of understand. Yeah. Oh boy. So yeah, this episode. Oh boy, this episode. So, like, I just want to ask a simple question.
Mm-hmm.
Why does, like, Ruri specifically have, like, a Digimon style, like, full-on vision of being shot with arrows when she, like, goes to the place where the werewolf is attacking?
Beats me.
Because, like, Manticoremon... Alright, so the Digimon behind this episode is not responsible for this, seemingly. Like, there is nothing he does that even remotely relates to this. This is just all on Ruri.
Yeah, there's nothing implying that Manticoremon has anything to do with this. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah, this just kind of happens, and it's like... She doesn't even really believe in the myths, so it's like, I don't... There's some crap going on, like... At first I was like, okay, I don't think they're gonna come back to us. Now it's like, okay, no, there's something going on here.
There are implications that the werewolf legend is real.
Yes. And that's what I really want to talk about here. So it's like, yeah, no clue. Show probably won't go into this, but you never know. Yeah. I was thinking so too, and then I like rewatched bits, and it's like... There's a weird bit at the end where Rui, like, dramatically, like, looks up and, she sees her grandma on, like, a cliff, or I think it's like grandma, or the old lady, like a cliff, just, staring at them, and it's like, oh, we're gonna see this character again, aren't we? Like, I don't know, there's a lot to unpack here.
I'm pretty confident she just existed for this episode.
Yeah. Like, alright, so let me just go through my thought process real quick. So it's like, alright.
Sure.
Big point of the episode is that it's like, Rui goes to a village to, like, meet her family a bit and just sort of, like, have a little, like, gathering and stuff. Or whatever. Just goes to, like, visit her relatives. Like, the other guys kind of, like, come along with her. Turns out there's a legend spanning back 600 years. That, like, there's a werewolf that comes and attacks every 100 years, right?
There's a legend that Orochi requires a sacrifice every 100 years.
Yeah, only someone from this specific, like, bloodline that Rui's, like, a member of can, like, be sacrificed to appease the werewolf. And it's this weird 100-year tradition. And it's, like... Of course, Digimon Ghost Game takes place a bit in the future, but not enough that this would be like, 600 years, like, post, like, technology or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, they kind of, like, learn about this, and Goramon's like, okay, well, there's a werewolf attacking people, but, like... If it's 600 years ago, then that means that, it's probably not related to a Digimon. And here's the thing, this isn't something I was really considering before, but yeah, it has been kind of, like, implied that the pearls are more of, like, a recent occurrence, right? Like, this seems to be something that, like, Black Gamma or someone else is, like, actively doing and actively, like, causing that's, like, a fairly recent thing, as in, like, within the last, like, year or so, seemingly. So it's like, okay.
Until something states otherwise, we have to go on the Digimon lore assumption that Digimon didn't exist until the internet was created.
Yeah. That's the thing, because, like, there have been, like, different series, like Adventure and stuff, that have established that it's like, okay, Digimon might have been responsible for some yokai and stuff, and like, or maybe it's the other way around, but there are implications in like, our series. It's directly stated in Adventure that it's like, at least in Adventure's continuity, the digital world appeared at like the same time as the human world. Seemingly.
Yeah,
like they're interconnected.
Zero
They like, yeah, strip. Like they just always kind of like existed together. But it's like we don't know if that's true for Ghost Game. Either way, it seems like the whole like Digimon appearing thing is like fairly new. So it's like, okay, then what's responsible for the werewolf? Are we going to get an answer for that? And it turns out that the like recent attacks are caused by an actual Digimon, Manticoremon, who somehow who somehow just like absorbed the data of the folklore. I have no idea what that means or how the crap that happened. But he somehow absorbed it, and that's why he's acting this way in this specific like time frame. So it's like
the Wikipedia entry.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. It's really strange and doesn't make a whole lot of sense, actually.
Yeah. So I actually had some like conversations about this, and Lori thought this through, and I'll get to that in a second. So it's like he had flowing limbs, and basically 9% of the time he actually commands his limbs to attack without being involved in battle directly. Right, yeah, on the Prism Dramar War, yeah.
What if we've just... I think... Did we already come up with the theory that we've been in the digital world this whole time?
I think we, like, mentioned it, and it was like, oh, wouldn't that be crazy, haha. And that's like, maybe?
Like, this makes it seem more plausible.
That'd be really interesting.
I don't even remember what initially gave me that thought, but it's like... It absorbed the data, as in just like the legend exists as data around here.
Yeah, that'd be a huge crazy twist if that's real. Yeah, I'll go deep into it. And mystery shows you still need a little mystery. There's still mysteries we haven't solved in our world. I think the line from Angoramon is pretty interesting. It at least says that Digimon aren't as old as humans think I expect or whatever. Yeah, but who knows, digital rifts might have opened this way back then. Yeah, that's possible. Like, every so often, wasn't the same... Like, every so often, this wasn't the same wolf Digimon. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that was the weakest part of the episode. The explanation why he attacked people. Oh, yeah. Kid's like, right, so... I'm all over the place right now, but it's like, yeah. This is one of the things I was thinking, cause it's like, okay... Like, of course, everyone fights Manticoremon and they, like, beat him and, is the whole, like, exclamation of, like, okay, freaking, wait, where did I get the... No, wait, Manticoremon, yeah, here it is. I have so many images for this crap. But, yeah. So it's like, they mentioned the data thing, and I was like, okay, how does this work? And I, like... looked back through the episode, and they just straight up say, like, oh yeah, this is, like, a rural, like, old-timey town. They don't have access to, like, that much technology. They probably don't even, like, know what hologram AIs are or something to that effect. So it's like, alright, I was originally thinking, like, maybe there's some type of, like, computer or some type of, like, robot or something that, like, maybe Manticoremon, like, absorbed the data from a random little, like, robot just going around. It does not seem like this town has robots. Just straight up.
Yeah, the implication is that this town is, like, it's so technologically backwards that the AI hologram AI, whatever they are, they don't exist in this town. And they're like, hey, could you hide your holograms? People might, like, be weirded out by the things.
Yeah, straight up. So it's like, okay. What actually happened? 'Cause it's like... There's so many weird balls on the table from various different, like, episodes. I have no idea which ones are gonna, like, line up or not. That's probably a weird way to phrase it, but yeah. There's so many balls on the court, and I don't know which ones are gonna get dunked. Like, it might be the back when... Oh, it might have been Blackbird Garurumon, or it might have been Cerberusmon. And let's maybe even mock Galgamon black as time goes, like, might have been more recent. Yeah. Maybe, because, like... Seemingly, like, we're led to believe that being Manticore-like-mon like this does stop the attacks. But, like... It's also implied that, the werewolf is real, and it might not have even been a Digimon. It might have been, like, an actual thing. And that's the other thing, because it's like, this thing attacks every 100 years, and, like, Ruri's, like, grandma or whatever, who's, like, a pretty old lady, probably will have been, like, around long enough to know someone who, like, witnessed this, Like, 100 years is not that long of a time span. Yeah, I do kind of like the idea of portals being opened up at different times in history. Yeah. But it's also like, we do know a Digimon who literally has time travel. So it's like, wait a second. Is there a chance that at some point, like, we could go back in time and somehow originate the legend? But then, like, how would they keep it going,
Why would you anyways?
Yeah. Like, maybe there'd be, like, maybe there could be some future episode that might explain this, where it's like, oh, maybe, like, they go back in time for some reason 600 years ago, and then, like, maybe Lemortmon, like, gets out of control and accidentally attacks Ruri, and that's what makes them think, like, okay, well, yeah, werewolf attacks, the princess, holy crap, and, like, that just sort of gets fluffed up into the thing. But it's like, if the last attack was 100 years ago, then, like, that's recent enough for there to be, like, newspaper articles about it, Like, especially in this world, that's recent enough that it's like, people would know.
Yeah, it's also like a local legend.
Yeah, that's the other thing, 'cause it's like, how would he absorb the data for this if it's, like, literally, like, a local legend that's, like, seemingly passed down verbally through, like, word of mouth?
Yeah, because it doesn't seem like it's... Yeah, it seems like a very superstitious word of mouth legend kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're attacked by an oversized wolf? Yeah, maybe. That's a possibility. Because they do bring that up that it's like, oh yeah, it's probably like a bear or something, And honestly, that would do it. Bears can look very wolf-like if they want to. Yeah, it's been gone off of a computer somewhere. Maybe? I don't know. I'd be very disappointed if they never go back to this, because there's a lot of questions up in the air. And the more I think about it, the more they seem like the type of things that it's like, the series wouldn't really, like, leave off and just not do anything with, right? Just a very loose plot thread. Yeah.
I mean, the chance that they actually go back and reference this episode at all is very low.
I think it might be higher than we would expect. I think this might be the one. This might be like one of those small handfuls of episodes where, like something like 10 episodes down the line or 20 episodes or whatever, they're gonna go back and be like, oh yeah, like this thing, just went around attacking people. Wait, this is kind of like that story from that other time, and you get a quick little flashback, and that'll, like, explain a lot. Or maybe they really are just in the digital world all along. And it's like, even though it doesn't really make a ton of sense, it's like, oh, that's how this happened. Because, like, the, like, information of werewolves being a thing and of, like, local legend or whatever created the data just in the world somewhere as, like, a thing. And that's what Mancormon ate. Like, Alright, I feel like all we need to see is we just need to see some instance of some, like, legend or folklore, either, like, implied or not, being, like, a tangible, like, bit of data that Digimon can consume, like, directly. We just need some confirmation of that, and, you know, this would make sense.
Well, we've seen plenty of instances of digital stuff interacting with the real world at this point.
Not what I'm talking about. I'm, like, literally, like, the collection of, like, you know, the conception of, like, some idea or concept or legend becoming, like, a tangible, like, ball of data that Digimon can, like, consume. Or, like, absorb somehow. And just appearing in the real world. Because, like, this is the process how, like, Digimon are kind of, like, formed in the digital world. Like, you know, the ideas and concepts that humans have kind of, like, form together into the ideas that become Digimon. And that's how, like, you know, different species kind of, like, you know, like, originate, basically. From what I understand. Yeah, I don't know. It might have just fallen the townspeople's fear to stay active? I don't know. It's because of a cool idea. I just can't commit to them doing... Oh, cool ideas. I just can't commit to the show for them doing. Yeah, comment on the show for them doing. Okay, yeah. I like some Digimon don't really need data to stay around in the human world for long periods of time. I do love the idea that old folklore are tied to Digimon throughout history. Oh yeah, that's like, as far as I'm aware, that's just straight up canon. Wait, what if the Digimon happened to appear fully materialized? Yeah, that's possible, and found a way to adapt into our world without needing data to stay around? Yeah, I mean, that's possible. We have seen that it's like, you know, there are Digimon who can, like, eat people or, like, have strong emotions or something, and it, like, materializes, and then it's, like, just around. It just exists.
I mean, there are plenty of Digimon that they've befriended that are just hanging around.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like Mummymon's an ultimate, and, like, we've established in other series that it's, like, the higher level, the harder it is for it to stay there, but Mummymon seems fine.
Oh, yeah. Like, straight up, Mummymon's just chillin'. Mummymon is just straight up just vibing right now, and he just doesn't give a crap. Also, yeah, Angoramons are apparently supposed to be servants of, like, Darkmon, which are, like, you know, these little angel things. It's like, okay, yeah. So, like, that's why he's not, like, you know, being controlled, is he just, like, ate the data, and that's their explanation. Which is maybe just a hand-wavy way to get around the lore, but I don't know if they're gonna, like, go that deep, you know? Yeah, like, really only on food and drinking. Yeah, I think that's how it works. I don't know if, like, well, at least Gamamon seems to, like, he needs to eat, you know? Like,
Well, Digimon needing to eat, like, that's just Digimon.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Well, it doesn't seem like Digimon just appears and it just persists on, like, nothing and just exists, right?
yeah.
Yeah, they do need something. But yeah. So that's the big, like, whole crazy elephant in the room, is that, like, I don't know, man, maybe this implies some stuff, maybe it doesn't. It would be crazy for a mystery show to not, like, introduce plot elements like this. But it's like, at the same time, I have so little faith in them actually doing things.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying they're never going to bring this up again.
Yeah, to hit our points at, like, finally getting so background on some... Oh, I did like finally getting some background ruining our family, I'm gonna assume. Yeah, I did. I fucking hate autocorrect, holy crap. Yeah, that same Digimon started to get a taste for human flesh. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's a non-zero chance that, like, it was an actual Digimon who, like, actually did fall for a woman who started the whole legend. Because the legend is that, like, a werewolf falls for, like, a human moon princess, or I guess a moon princess would be an alien princess in this case, of some kind. And then it's like, yeah, they fall in love, and then the humans feared the werewolf, so they attacked it with arrows, and they accidentally killed the princess, and that's what started off. Which is very much something that could be real. Like, as far as this continuity is concerned, it's like, they could have very much just, like, seen a Manticoremon with a Darkmon at some point, and accidentally killed the Darkmon because it's a rookie, and that could have been what, like, unironically started the thing.
I had no idea Darkmon is a rookie.
Oh yeah, Darkmon's, like, just straight up, like, that low level. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why she only has, like, 4 wings. Yeah, and, like, the actual werewolf Digimon is actually around stalking him. Yeah, I could see that happening. Digimon falling for a human seems possible. Yeah. I mean look at Angoramon, right? You know?
Jattermon.
Sorry, what?
Jattermon, or whatever it's called. The plant.
Oh, yeah, that one, yeah. Darkmon is a champion? Is it? Crap, they might actually be. No, you're right. Yeah, no, I'm super wrong. Yeah, Darkmon is a champion. Okay, sorry, that's just straight up, like, error on my part. I thought she was a rookie for some reason.
Wait, what level is Manticoremon?
Ultimate.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, a champion who's, like, controlling an ultimate, and it's like their bodyguard.
Yeah, it's like, okay, they have the power to tame an ultimate. That's weird, but alright.
Honestly, it makes a lot of sense to me, because Manticoremon's, like, a mindless beast, so it's like, okay, you have this, like, crazy, mindless, like, powerful monster, and it's like, you know, being given orders by something that's, like, you know, like, the weaker sort of, like, owner, right? I don't know, I feel like that makes sense, yeah. Yeah, they're kind of like a mindless mound. Okay, I don't know if that was, like, what you meant to say, if that was autocorrect, but yeah, alright. But yeah, lots of really weird, interesting bullcrap this episode. Yeah, and we get into the actual, you know, mindless Mon. The only human rookie that exists is Tinkermon, and she looks like a rookie version of Darkmon, yeah. I should probably mention while it's on my mind, because I know this is true, that it's like, Darkmon is meant to be like, you know, like, D' like, Arcmon is in, like, Joan of Arc, and that's why, yeah.
That's what I figured, because due to the spelling.
Yeah, because otherwise it'd be like, oh, why is it Darkmon, but with the, like, misspelling? And it's like, oh, alright, yeah. I believe I don't know, are there other human rookies that exist? I feel like there probably are, but I can't really think of any right now.
Flamemon?
Maybe? I don't know, Tinkermon, if nothing else, is, like, very, like, directly, like, just straight up like a human, you know? Yeah. And I don't know if there are any other rookies that are, like, that far into it. I don't know, there's probably something, but yeah, I don't know, I can't think of any off the top of my head. But yeah. All of that aside, all of that weird lore and, like, you know, the implications and all these questions to the mystery that might either be answered later or could just straight up be, like, plot holes or something. I have no idea. All of that off the table, this honestly is a really cool episode. I actually do like this a lot.
Lemormont's cool.
That one is half goat. Yeah, okay. Crap, I don't actually know what that one is. Whatever, I'll have to, like, look at it later. Yeah. Oh, Lemortmon, not... Okay, yeah, I thought you were talking, like, the goat-legged, like, human in the Olympus 13.
What?
Tinkermon's the most human of all. And, I don't know, people in the, like, chat are, like, talking about other forms of, like, human-looking rookie Digimon and what does and doesn't count specifically.
Okay.
But yeah, this whole episode is just one big thing about how it's like, okay, Ruri is like, goes to this village and they're like expecting her to sacrifice herself, and she's like, she doesn't believe in the legend, and she's also kind of like, a bit scared of it, seemingly. I think that's what the vision is meant to imply, that she's like kind of afraid of this whole thing in case it is real.
She's not scared of it at first. Like, she's like, okay, this whole like werewolf legend, human sacrifice thing is bullcrap.
Yeah. Because it's like, yeah, this whole legend is just like, look at it. It's wearing like an outfit. I don't know if werewolves would do that. I probably would, I don't know.
Yeah, the idea that they go to this town and they legitimately believe like this whole sacrifice, like human sacrifice to appease a monster thing, and it's like, no, I'm with Ruli here. This is stupid.
Yeah. I forget what year Ghost Game's supposed to take place in. Say it's like 2050. If that's the case, the last sacrifice would be in the 1950s. That's kind of absurd.
Yeah. It's definitely in the future.
They definitely, like, push her into, like, actually, like, believing it, and actually, like, thinking it's, like, a real thing. And she eventually does get freaked out over it. And she has to kind of, like,
They don't push her into believing it. She starts seeing, like, weird visions that are never going to be explained.
Yeah, I really hope there's literally any explanation for that at all. Literally anything,
Don't count on it.
Yeah, plus she has to, like, kind of, like, face this role everyone's pushing her into and, like, put herself in danger. And even Angoramon's just like, okay, this is really reckless, we shouldn't be doing this. And it turns out the werewolf is Manticoremon, and we have to fight him. And it's like, when everything seems lost, Angoramon finally, like, evolves. And we finally get Lemortmon.
Lemortmon. T silent.
Lemortmon, yeah. It's like, I will put out one thing about this Digimon. I did not notice beforehand when I was talking last week. This thing has swords. Lemortmon clearly has swords and freaking gauntlets. So I wasn't sure before, now I'm like 100% positive, like, this dude's gonna be a knight. Lemortmon's Mega is going to straight up be some type of, like, beast knight Digimon. Cause I mean, look, he has, like, blades, look, he's wielding weapons.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to turn into a knight.
He has gauntlets on his arms. You can't give something metal gauntlets and, like, have them evolve and be like, oh, they just don't wear armor. Like, no, I am, like, positive.
Metalgrammon turns from a giant mecha dinosaur to a knight.
Yeah.
Like, what I'm getting at is that, like, just because he exhibits traits of it, like, in this form, doesn't mean that's what he's going to turn into. He could. I'm not denying that it could happen. I'm just saying it doesn't really guarantee it or anything.
Alright, it doesn't guarantee it, but, like, holy crap, this is literally the direction they're going. Like, just straight up. Because, like, yeah, like, War Grammon, Melgramon stuff, it's like, alright, like, human effing, like, sorry, did I say human? Fuck. Alright. Effing dinosaur, big dinosaur, and they develop, like, metal parts on their body, and they get, like, armor and weaponry. They're, like, literally, like, metal things. And their next form is like, okay, we're, like, a humanoid warrior with, like, the armor and weaponry, like, doubled up, right? This is how Digimon works.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that, like, Metalgrammon has, like, all this, like, mechanical crap on him, but it doesn't look like knight armor.
Oh, yeah. But it is armor. It is armor
Yeah.
and it is a bladed weapon. Which isn't the type of night weapon he has in his next form, but still, it counts. Hope the vision comes back, because Ghost game is so... Like, where's clothes? Actually, Galgamon, Wergarumon, and Cerberusmon Werewolf Mode. Wait, Cerberusmon Werewolf Mode has closed? Didn't know that. Can't wait for him to bust out the swords. Which would make the most sense of all the options, yeah. Want him to be a Kung Fu weapon master, heck yeah. Yeah, because it's like, the previous form had the sword ears, and it's like, okay, and we're clearly continuing that concept, and we're evolving it into new weaponry. I am like, man, the final evolutions are so clearly going to be like a dragon, a princess, and a knight. I called this so hard. I just, like, mark this moment for, like, when, like, 30 episodes from now, we finally get the mega forms, and they're exactly what I said they were going to be.
Hey, we'll see.
Oh man, if I am wrong, then you have every permission to say I told you so, and like, yeah, shut up, idiot, and all the things that come along with it.
I'm not even like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm just like, yeah, it could happen. I don't know. I'm just gonna wait to see what they turn into.
Yeah, it's another part of Lemortsmon's design that I didn't really notice before, is that it's like, oh yeah, clearly he's like, I don't want to say clearly, but it's like there's clearly some like weird like, like guardian sort of like imagery going on or something, right? Where it's like, how like, in like China, there's like, the weird like lion dogs with like the tails that are like rolled up or something. I think that's like the thing where they have like weird like corgi tails. I feel like that's what, like, Lemortmon's drawing inspiration from as well. Because, like, you look at it, it's like, alright, he's still a monster and he looks aggro as crap, but he does look a bit, like, lion-like with all the, like, crazy hair and stuff. And when he, like, sits down, he, like, looks, like, away and he does the pose, right? Where he's, like, all fours kind of, like, crouched down like that with, like, the tail and stuff. And it's like, okay, I can see what they're going for. I feel like I understand. And of course, that tail's been, like, part of his design since always, and part of his, like, character, like, protect Ruri. And it's like, okay, they're going for, like, some type of, like, like, what are that thing's called? Type of, like, lion, dog, rabbit sort of, like, guardian that's, like, also a warrior. And it's, like, this, like, protective, like, noble, knightly, like, spirit type of vibe. Yeah, we already have 2 of these Digimon. They're, like, that'd be good werewolf options? Yeah, I could see it. But yeah, I feel like this is absolutely the direction they're going. The more I see of, like, Angoramon's evolution line, the more I'm into it. Like, honestly. Because, like, Samba Angoramon was always cool, but, like, nah, this is just getting cooler and cooler the more it goes.
Lemortmon's cool, yeah.
Also, Cap...
I wasn't crazy about it, like, the way his eyes look at first, because he's got, like, this sheep eye thing going on.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a cool mix of elements. It somehow weirdly works. Okay, back to Roland's part. I remember old Terra's retrospective that broke down every aspect that I watched like a decade ago. I had to look that up. If you would remember the name of that, I'd definitely watch it. But yeah, she made the claim that Rika and Rimon were quote-unquote in love without realizing it, and made it pretty convincing with the evidence. I'm not convinced of that, but sure. This wasn't a type of shipping stuff either, it's pretty genuine. Okay. Just an odd thought that came back to me. Yeah. I don't know if I believe that, but I could at least, like, see what they're kind of getting at, where it's like, it's kind of like a lover's quarrel is in, like, a relationship thing. Not as in, like, oh, they're literally, like, into each other. But I don't know, I'd have to, like, hear out the argument in full and, like, you know, see the clips and stuff. Cause yeah, I'm thinking back and it's like, I don't know, I think that's just Rika being like, you know, really kind of like standoffish and having like a spat with like her friend, right? I don't know, maybe. But yeah, Lamortmon's really cool and he beats Mancormon. And because Thesmon can just cure poisons, Thesmon finds an antidote and manages to like fix everyone, basically.
Yeah, because apparently Manticoremon hadn't killed anybody. He was just attacking and poisoning people.
Yeah. That's like another thing, because like Lamortmon just like evolves as like he just goes into berserk mode, which we kind of like thought was gonna be a thing before. But he specifically goes into berserk mode over protecting Ruri. And it's like it's just another little element that just brings things back to the legend. And it really makes me wonder, it's like, okay, is this just meant to be like a parallel for the sake of a parallel? Just to like, you know, reinforce the idea that it's like, you know, like Ruri's got like, you know, a thing with her Digimon and he's like really noble and like protective? Or is it meant to actually reinforce the idea of like, okay, there's something going on here and like maybe, you know, there's some time trial shenanigans or something where like, you know, maybe Lamortmon's going to go back in time and, like, just murder some people or some crap. You know? I know, hard to say. It would be really cool if they went for it. I have, like, reservations. But I think it would be a waste to not do it. Yeah, let's see if I can find it if it still exists. Oh, thanks, man, yeah. Like, if it's too much effort, you don't have to, but I'd appreciate it.
I'm fine if the series continues on and there isn't an episode where Lamormon kills a bunch of people.
Yeah. May not literally, like, kills them, but where he, like, lashes out, or at least he's, like, going to attack someone, and, like, Ruri has to, like, stop him. More if that rage stuff was about to murder the dude will come up. Oh, yeah. I have to imagine, right? Because, like, if nothing else, I feel like they're definitely gonna do something with this plot point. I can't imagine them setting up Lamortmon as being, like, you know, really unhinged and out of control and just, like, not ever do anything with it. Even if, like, all they do is just, like, you know, Lamortmon's really dangerous and his megaform is that rage, like, under control and focused, I would still be fine with that. That would still be something.
Yeah, I think as far as it's gonna go is like Angoramon in the future will be like, I don't know if I should evolve into that. That was scary when that happened.
Yeah, I could see that. I feel like that's like pretty possible. That's fairly plausible. And then they like can't use the evolution because it'd be too dangerous. But they go through with it anyways, and then he turns into a freaking knight. Didn't really touch on the episode because of time, but he seemed normal after going back to Angoramon. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's also the possibility that they never bring it up again, and it's just he has his ultimate and he turns into it to fight.
Not something to actually trigger it, like really getting accidentally damaged and triggering the evolution itself. If they did that, if, like, you know, Manticoremon just, like, whapped Rui away with his tail or something, that would have been perfect, because it would have been, like, a way stronger parallel with the legend. I feel like that extra push would have really helped this a lot, yeah. Man, that's the thing, it's like, so far, it feels like all the big, like, ultimate evolutions have been pretty solid.
Yeah.
The champion ones, not as much, but some of them were really good.
Yeah, I agree with Triceramon. Like, yeah, it would have been better if Ruli had actually got hurt a little, so that Angoramon, like, actually, like, has reason to go berserk.
Yeah, it would have been a way, like, cleaner explanation. Best Yodas have been Kyo based. Oh yeah, 100%. Every Kyo episode in Evolution has been the best. Kyo has just straight up been stealing the show all series.
Yeah, I feel like Kyo's the most interesting human character.
He's the most interesting character, and he keeps getting really good episodes that like work really well with his character gimmicks.
Yeah, even if there's literally nothing to the bandage thing and whatever, he's still the most interesting character in the cast.
Man, I really hope that I'm not just spitting hot air and that there's actually something to the bandage, because there has to be at this point. They're setting up too much. They're going back to it way too much for it to be nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, this series seems to not really care about continuity, so don't be surprised if nothing comes of it.
Alright, so hear me out, right? If, like, we get to a point where it's like, okay, all these little moments we've been building up actually lead to things, and all of these, like, episodic episodes, or at least, like, a lot of them, have been, like, actually plot relevant all along for, like, future big events, I would take back so much criticism of the series, just, like, on the spot. I feel like that's the big thing. It's like, if we at least got, like, some hints of small things being built up in the background that are paid off by now, then it would not be nearly as frustrating to see other things be built up that may or may not be, like, things, you know? Like, if we just had, like, one episode by now where it's like, the Kyo bandage thing was actually just straight up revealed, or, like, just... I feel like that's the thing. It's like, we're being fed so many little breadcrumbs that may or may not exist. It's Schrodinger's breadcrumbs. They may or may not be real breadcrumbs, but it's like, I just really want to open the box and see if there's a loaf of bread inside along with the crumbs,
Sure.
We're seeing the crumbs that may or may not exist, and I want something just a bit more filling before we hit episode freaking 52.
Yeah, but it's very likely, it's just as likely that, like, there's something is up with Kyo. Like, it's just as likely that he's just like a Chuny, and he just does the weird thing with his bandage arm just to be like, oh, the dark power or whatever,
Yeah. Man, I'd be so much more, like, fine with a slow burn if we had, like, anything at all to, like, make me think that the burn was actually going anywhere, and wasn't just, like, the writers just slowly burning us over time for no reason. That's what slow burn means, right? That's how it works. You just slowly burn the audience and they don't like it, and then you just, like, eventually make it worthwhile for some reason.
A slow burn means it's just drawn out over a long time.
Yeah, but is it, like, because you don't want to be burned, or is it because it's, like, it's burning you, but, oh, you really want the big fire?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it could have positive and negative context.
Screw it, I feel like that joke works well enough. It would make him see how dangerous, how fine. Like, he's laying an actual deep slash on Mancore and truly showing the potential. Yeah. Who the crap is... Oh, Kiyoshiro, yeah. Really want to fight to be kind of 3 times more violent. Alright, sorry.
You know what else is unrealistic? Giant monsters fighting each other.
I mean, yeah, but you could say that on anything. That's suspension of disbelief. You could be like, oh, it's unrealistic for Agumon to, like, beat Machinedramon by just, like, punching him in the face once. And you could also be like, you know what else is unrealistic? Giant robot dinosaurs.
I'm just saying in response to Flo saying it's like it's dumb that Kyo has so many, like he manages, like, a power substation or something, and, like, he sits in on, like, these adult meetings or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. He seems like a really smart kid.
At this point, Kyo being involved in so much stuff seems to literally just be part of the gag. It's just like, hey, we need someone to just be involved with watching this, like, diamond security at the bank vault. Oh, Kyo's got, like, a side job for that. We want someone to be, like, yo, like, out on the street selling hot dogs. Oh, yeah, just make Kyo do it. It's fine, yo, he and be whatever. You want someone to be like, yo, involved in this, like, rumor mill that's, like, selling crypto? Well, that seems like a Kyo thing to do.
No. It's like, how many jobs do you have? And it's like, I lost count.
I would honestly believe, though, a lot of Kyo's jobs are just, like, little, like, AI programs he's, like, written beforehand. Just, like, doing things as expected and maintaining things. And he just checks up on every now and then. He's like, okay, yep, that's working. Alright, awesome, let's write another one for a different thing. Really spoiled by the violent fights they had Adventure 2020. Oh, yeah. I really need to finish that series. Holy crap. I really need to get around to it.
It's neat.
My pause, if he's very smart, it's a bad excuse to put the characters in locations they shouldn't be. Oh, yeah. I'll admit it's definitely lazy writing, 100%. Like, Izzy was still a kid, even being smart. Digimon used to be more realistic that way. Just saying I missed that bit. Oh, yeah, I feel ya. Yeah. It's lazy, but it's also very convenient, right?
I think it's fine.
Yeah. I'm fine with it as long as it just keeps the plot moving. And it's not like, you know, like, super absurd. Like, oh, Kyo, the, like, you know, Secretary of Japanese Missile Defense would be a bit out there, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. So, I don't know, anything else we really want to say here?
I don't think I really have anything else to say about this episode in particular.
I feel like
cool.
Sorry, what?
Lemormon's cool.
Lemormon be cool. I feel like I'd want to get into, like, you know, the weird, like, romantic parallels going on here, but we already kind of touched on that, huh?
Right in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, we got that out of the way fast. Holy crap. But yeah, werewolves, don't date them. They'll probably, like, I don't know, eat you or something. Yeah. Yeah, did you see the next episode preview?
I did, but I forgot what it was.
All I know is something we're in an underground cave, and there's a cave-in, maybe? And also, I think Dancer Girl's coming back. Yeah, from way back, one of Rui's friends.
Like, her friends are going to get involved somehow, because, like, they know already, basically.
Survive is in 2 days. That's just enough time for me to do a Persona 4 stream and then not get to the final boss and, like, have to wait a week.
We might finish it.
Oh, that'd be sick, yeah. If we can, like, start Survive the week after it's out, that'd be really sick, actually.
Yeah, because I think I looked up the calendar and it kind of cuts off it, like, shortly after where we are. So I think it might time skip us up to the point where we actually do the final dungeon. I think we're really close.
Yeah. If nothing else, like, if we have to go a bit long to finish Persona 4 in one stream and it's, like, realistic that we can beat it that night, I feel like that'd be worth it.
Yeah.
I'd be fine for that. So yeah, anything else, like, well, I guess there's nothing else really to get into, but yeah, Lemormon good. Lemormon good.